Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Low Budget Productions now presents Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. Hey Rockstar. 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 Hey Rockstar, welcome. This is a storytelling platform designed to empower you to build yourself up physically, spiritually, mentally, socially, and financially. Why stories? Because stories live on. They are eternal. They are a powerful reminder of what one can accomplish when opportunity presents itself. So listen carefully, learn the lessons, apply them to the big five, and become the rock star of your industry. Hey Rockstar, welcome back to this show. I am your host, Josafat Emiliano, and y'all know Miguel, my little sidekick that we have here today. Today is a beautiful day here in Nashville. The sun came out. We were about flirting with 70 degrees. A drastic change compared to last week when we were in ice. We were stuck at home. A lot of us wanted to get out and do stuff. A lot of us actually did go out and play in the snow and and things like that. However, today was a beautiful day. I'm glad the sun came out. I went out and got my vitamin D. I wore my Hawaiian shirt because I was in a friend-making mode today. Speaking of, this is episode 21. And today I'm going to share with you the secret art of making friends. Go ahead and take some time to share this video with your friends. Let them know, hey, this guy's got some value for us today. And let's go straight to it because I got a lot of notes for you guys. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, and if you guys are chatting today, go and ask your questions onto the chat. Those of you who are streaming through Facebook, those of you who are streaming through YouTube, and the few brave souls that are streaming through Twitch. We are on those platforms right now. Go ahead and comment, say hello, or anything. Compliment my ring, my little lion ring. And let's get on with the show. So it's come to my attention that not everyone knows how to make friends as easily as yours truly. It's always come quite natural to me just to be able to not so much talk to people, but I do know how to communicate. And even as a child, I found it fairly easy just to kind of get out of my comfort zone and meet new people. Now, the funny thing is now as I get older, I tend to do it a lot less. Like, I don't feel the need to know everybody. Now, don't get me wrong. If you approach me or a friend introduces you to me, I will gladly listen to your story. I want to hear what you have to say. If there's value there, I mean, I would love to hear and just encourage one another because it's part of the nature of me. But I know that maybe for some, making friends doesn't come easy. Some people actually have anxieties to try to get out there and try to make an acquaintance or just say hello to a stranger or just invite someone over to do something. There's such a high stress. Of course, thanks to technology today, we have never in history have we ever been more connected thanks to technology. But at the same time, a lot of us, because we have this filter, or not so much this filter, these boundaries, these limitations, we don't know how to interact with people when it comes to live one-on-one times. But don't worry, I am a communication person. I am a speaker, and I know a thing or two about talking with people, meeting people, going out and saying hi. Actually, I remember back in college, when I transferred to the university in Dallas, I went in late, and you can tell when people have been there for a few years, they've established their relationships, they've established their groups and whatnot. And I had done all of my basics and a lot of classes in earlier, so I transferred pretty late in. But I don't know, it was not cockiness, it's not really arrogance, but anytime I would see someone, just and it became like my favorite line to use on everyone. I would see someone new at just walking by, and I would approach them with boldness, with uh with no shame or no embarrassment, and I would say, "Hey, have you met me yet?" Knowing already subconsciously, I know that I hadn't met them yet, or else I would remember who they were. And always without fail, they're like, "Oh no, I guess not." And then I would say, "Oh, I am so sorry. My name is Josafat Emiliano, and you are?" And they would just kind of, it would break the ice. It was kind of funny, but they would just tell me their names, and just we have interaction, we have chat, and I try to remember something about them. So the next time I would run into them, I would say, "Hey, so and so, what's going on? How you doing?" And I kept that style of friendliness, of genuine friendliness with everyone. And towards the end of the year, I remember the senior year, they tried to vote me as class president of our senior year at the university. And I started to run, but then I talked to my administrators and found out that if I would do a summer course and double loaded that, I could graduate early. So I wound up dropping out of the race. And I had a friend who said, "You know what? I want to run against you just so it would be cool." And and towards the end, like, "Hey man, turns out I'm not gonna run anymore because I can graduate early." And he just looked at me like, "No!" And he became, by default, he became our senior class president. And to this day, whenever I see Mr. Green, I like, "Mr. President." I'm so sorry, Jason. But I'm not. I love you, man. You know you enjoyed it, and I helped you out, at least the semester I had left there. But anyway, let's have fun today. Let's talk about making friends because we don't want to be lonely anymore. We don't want to just do life by ourselves, as cool as it is sometimes. But it's kind of awesome when you have people to share experiences with, share stories with, share just adventures with. But as this isn't a platform where I give you a how-to guide, this is a platform about building value. So everything I share today, you can either take it and use it, or you can continue where you're going. But I hope that you use it, or at least that it brings more worth, self-worth to yourselves. All right. So I kind of broke it up into three basic sections. Actually, there's four sections. One, two, three, four, with like subsections. The public speaker in me is coming out. Okay. First thing. Become the first area you need, the first secret to The first secret to the art of making friends, there we go, is become attractive. Yeah, I know some of you are like, uh, duh. I mean, if I was good looking, everyone would come to me, right? Kind of situation. Well, yes and no, because attitude has a lot to do with being attractive. But again, I'm not here to focus on you got to be like chiseled or just like a supermodel or just the epitome of a powerful looking individual. No, 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 no. But let me break it down for you. The first part on becoming attractive. Well, hold on. Before I go there, I do want to share something with you guys. Back growing up, when I was counseling students mainly, uh, every boy would come up to me and ask me, Mr. Emiliano or Mr. E, Presidente, how do I get this person to like me? Loaded question there. And the answer, I like, oh, easy. Let me answer. Can you answer? If I can answer you that by answering one question. And they thought I was going to give them the secret to life. I would look at them and sincerely I'd ask them, well, do you like yourself? Now that's kind of a hard question to ask, especially if you haven't defined who you are. And then I had to explain to them, because if you don't like you, how can you expect other people to like you? If you don't like who you have become, if you don't like what you have going for you, if you don't see yourself attractive, then why should other people find you attractive? Kind of think about marketing. If you have this product, but no one wants to use it, it has nothing that it draws people to it, who's going to buy your product? Well, you, my friend, become the product. And that's why I'm talking about become attractive. Now, again, there's three versions or three areas where how you can become attractive. And by becoming attractive, basically, I mean you got to add value to yourself. You need to become someone that you can be proud of. So the first thing is you got to become the healthiest version of yourself. Now, I know we live in a time where body positivity is a big thing, and I'm not here to shame anyone. I'm not here to say that you just need to accept everyone how they are. No, no, no. What I want to say is you need to become a healthier version of yourself for you first. Because if you aren't comfortable in your clothing, or if you aren't comfortable in just getting up and doing basic activities like walking, like talking, whenever I was obese, when I was like 80 pounds heavier, although I still had that confidence because I knew how to communicate and I knew how to be funny, those times where I just wasn't that comfortable in my own skin, and I would shy back on a lot, and I would miss out on a lot of opportunities to build relationships, build friendships, because I just wasn't comfortable. Or especially like when my friends wanted to go and do some sports, and like I was hurting, I just couldn't, I wasn't agile enough, and I'm like, I'll just watch you guys. Or I like, you know what, no, something else came up, and I just go home because I didn't want to go play basketball, or because I felt embarrassed because I wasn't in the healthiest version of myself. Now, to become healthier, it's not so much for looks, it's so that you can live a stronger life. You need to become stronger so that you can lift up life. You need to start eating smarter so that you can then, not worry about not worry about dying soon. Let's just put that on the plate. What's the point of why would someone want to invest a relationship in me if they knew that I wasn't taking care of myself, I was having health issues, and I was eventually going to die before we even made a long relationship? So what's the point? Now, again, I'm just talking, and I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, this guy's just being, what's the word? You see, I don't even know the word. This guy's just being shallow, and I'm not. I'm friends with people of all shapes and sizes. But there's certain things that I can't do with all my friends because they are limited in what they can do physically. So for yourself, start becoming, start disciplining little habits to become a healthier version of yourself. Maybe start with just omitting sugar or letting your body rest. I'm a big advocate for intermittent fasting or even long-term fasting to help the body rest, to let the insulin levels come down so that my body can actually start using that stored energy that I've been pounding on with carb after carb after carb or calorie after calorie after calorie, you know. But again, or I actually like to get up early and do a physical workout. Right now I'm doing body weight workout just because I want to be strong enough to get up and go do something and not be limited by that. Anyway, so the first thing is become the healthiest version of yourself. The second part, become the smartest version of yourself. Now, I'm not saying become the person with the highest IQ. I'm not saying to memorize the encyclopedia, to have vocabulary that goes beyond, that you can speak with such, no. But become a smarter version of yourself. Learn. We never stop learning. You should never stop learning. Even if you're out of school, continue to read. Continue to try new skills, develop new skills, learn to do new things. Have a conversation with someone who is older than you and wiser than you so that you can learn things, or just listen. YouTube is a great tool to listen and learn almost anything you want to learn about. Learn about podcasting, learn about making friends. You know, don't stop learning. Become the smartest version of yourself, not so you can gloat over others, so you can lord that you're a know-it-all, but so that you will have something interesting to talk about, because that's going to be important. Anyway, next thing, in the third part on becoming more attractive, you need to become the wealthiest version of yourself. Oh boy, there he goes, talking about money now. Not necessarily money, but there were times when, because I wasn't wise with my finances, I had to miss out on adventures and experiences with my friends because I couldn't. Now, someone would like, oh, I'll pay for you. You know, come on, I'll take care of you. And I get that, I understand that, but something about, and I'm not here to jab at anyone's pride, but something about just having someone to have to take care of you every time, or just like you kind of start to feel guilty, or you feel like you owe everyone. And here's the funny thing: I learned this from the rabbi. I've been rereading his book by Rabbi Lapin, Business Secrets from the Bible, and he talks about giving. He says you care more for those you give. So if you want to care more, give more. And he goes, and the funny thing is, if you view the people who are just takers, they tend to be very resentful. They tend to be very scornful. Now, I know. You're like, okay, that's not me. And maybe it's not you. But just looking at the whole, people who don't earn things, but yet it's all given to them, it's kind of like they're spoiled. It's kind of like they're like entitled. It's like, oh, someone owes me, this kind of situation. But then if you flip the coin and see the other side, people who are constantly giving to needs, or giving to charities, or giving, it seems like even though they barely have to make it by, they're willing to give more, and they seem to be the happier ones. And according to the rabbi, he teaches that when you give, you love. Anyway, but become the wealthiest version of yourself so that you will give no one pity, so that you can get up and do things. Now, also, time is something else that you can be wealthy in. Wealthy in time, wealthy in knowledge. You have something to contribute to the group. You're not there just to take, you're there to give. So wealth goes beyond financial and monetary things. It goes to what you can bring to the table. So anyway, if you practice on becoming the healthiest version of yourself, if you practice on becoming the smartest version of yourself, and if you practice becoming the wealthiest version of yourself, you will by default become a very attractive individual. And you will start to get the attention of others. All right. That's the first phrase. Second part. After you've become attractive, after you've become magnetic, you need to learn. And here's the second secret to the art of making friends. You need to learn to set healthy boundaries. So you need to ask yourself, all right, so do I want to become friends with everyone? I hope not. There's not enough of you to go around. Honestly, I tried it. I've tried it. And I now find today that I can't possibly give myself to everyone. I can't give of my time to everyone. I can't multiply myself. The closest way I can multiply myself to give to everyone is doing this. Starting a show so that I can add value. So if I can't be there, or if something were to happen to me tomorrow, this is there to add value to you, my friend. You need to learn to set healthy boundaries. So let's start by, who do you want to attract? What type of people do you want to surround yourself with? Now, there's a saying that you are the common denominator. You become the common denominator of the 5 people you hang around the most. Knowing that, wouldn't you want to surround yourself with greatness? Wouldn't you want to surround yourself with people of value, people who are attractive? Now, again, not physically, but like they're making their healthiest decisions. They're making smart decisions. They're making wealth-minded decisions. They're growing in these areas. Wouldn't you rather have them as your friends? Set that boundary and figure out, okay, I don't want to, I know the temptation's there to become friends with everyone, but I need to focus. You know, what are my interests? What area do I want to learn in? Or maybe there's several things that I want to learn. And if I can find friends in this different areas, that would be beneficial. I can grow because I'll be amongst peers that I respect, that I cherish. Now, again, there's also a lot to be said of someone who is your perfect opposite, someone who thinks differently, because iron sharpens iron. So even that is a smart decision. But you need to start asking yourself, what are the types of people that I want to attract? Do I want to attract losers? Or do I want to attract winners? And okay, I'm not going to go there, but you get me. You get me. That's a good boundary to set. The second question you need to ask yourself is, how many people do I honestly want to attract? I'm guilty of that, guys. Well, I was guilty of trying to be friends with everyone. And I'm genuine. I love people. And honestly, I remember that mega birthday party that they still talk about it to this day, that we packed poor Seth's house. We had about 75 people show up. Of course, I fed them all. We bought like 25 pounds of fajita meat, and Casey helped to cook that, and he with his special marinade, and Seth was just enjoying his house being full of people. And I invited people from all social circles that I had at the time, and I would intermix them into everyone, and would introduce them to other people, and it was pretty cool because I could go to any room. I actually, at one point of the party, I disappeared to go talk to someone outside, and no one really was the wiser because they were around people of value. They were sharing, they were laughing, they were enjoying new people's experiences, and it was a great party. I even had little Jesus come in from out of town. I need to get him on the show. Salutes, Avi. But now, as I am older, wiser, and actually, Jimmy and I talked about this in our last show, as we become more educated or just more focused, our social circles become smaller, but higher quality, higher value, not quality, higher value, quality of people. I don't want to say high because I can't really measure. No one's really lesser quality, but I'm saying, but in respect to the goals that I'm trying to reach, I spend more time with people who speak into that as opposed to someone who has no clue about budgeting or no clue about communications, no clue about public speaking. You know, I can still have a great conversation with people in media. I can still have a great conversation with people who are in the arts. I can still have a great conversation with everyone when I'm interested in that field. So again, you got to ask yourself, how many people do I reasonably want to have friends around, or at least become with? Now again, eventually you'll start to balance and you'll be able to make friends with a lot of people. But I'm assuming you're the person right now who's at home, and the only friend you have is someone like Miguel. Just kidding. No, Miguel's awesome. But the only friend you have is what you see on your screen, and you're ready to interact. So go ahead and just start with a conservative number. Maybe 5 is a good number to start with. I want 5 people. The number 5. Bam. Bam. And the third part to setting healthy boundaries. Oh, this one's important. You need to ask yourself, do you have enough resources to maintain these relationships? Ugh, again with the money, this guy, Josafat. No. By resources, and again, time is a valuable resource. Now, if you are a busy person who you're growing your empire, you're building your business, or you're just working on so much, maybe you don't have a lot of time to devote to 100 friends. Maybe you don't have enough time or enough money to be able to host people or to do exciting things. So maybe you can't hang out with the friends who like to travel, ride on yachts, and drink whatever fancy drinks, LaCroix, and smoke cigars or whatever. Maybe you can't afford that right now. And now I'm not saying you need the money to go with that. Maybe that's not where you want to go. But I'm saying, but do you have resources to be able to entertain, to be able to hang, to be able to do stuff with these friends? Now, again, there is value in doing free stuff. But again, time is a resource. Love is a resource. Do I have enough love to give to everyone? I mean, maybe you've gotten out of a tough relationship, or maybe you grew up not knowing love, and maybe you don't know how to love right now. So maybe you shouldn't be getting 1,000 friends. Maybe you just need 3 people who you can be genuine and say, hey, I'm learning this too. You know? Anyway, all that under setting healthy boundaries. Again, you need to ask, who do you want to attract? You need to figure out how many people you want to attract, and then you got to find out or ask yourself, do you have enough resources to maintain these relationships? The next part is the next secret to the art of making friends. Set goals. Huh? Set goals to making friends? Yeah. For example, maybe the first goal, you need to learn how to have a relevant conversation. This comes with the art of reading people, where you learn to kind of give and take, and that's a skill in of itself. But have something interesting to talk about that they would be interested in talking about. For example, I could talk about video stuff all day, but if the person I'm talking to is only interested in botany and nothing about videos, well, actually, I can see how they would be interested in videos about botany. But anyway, let's just say the person is a science person and all they want to know is about science. They probably won't be interested in me talking to them about music, or they might, or talking about. Okay, all right, here we go. Earlier in the week, I posted a picture on my Instagram, Josafat Emiliano, where I'm sitting on the Gibson guitar throne. And I'm surrounded by Rico, who's been on the show, Alex Tinker, who's been on the show, and Randall, who hasn't been on my show yet. 3 amazing guitars. And on my little sub, I said, although I am the one sitting on the Gibson throne, guitar throne, I'm surrounded by three legends who could outshred me any day on an axe, on a guitar. And they are very gifted guitarists. I have Gordy's there, and I know enough to write songs, but I am not to that point. But Alex, who works for Gibson, you know this. He would share stories. He'll talk about his guitars. He'll give them names, and I understand that it's a beautiful guitar. I don't know the details about it. So we'll talk about it for a while, and then he'll realize, okay, let's talk about something more around the line that Josafat and I can talk about. And we start talking about life goals, growth, relationships, and like, all right, cool. Let's talk about this conversation. So anyway, learn how to have a relevant conversation. Just because you love to talk about something doesn't mean everyone wants to talk about it. Or even better yet, find people who want to talk about that and make them your friends. Anyway, that's one goal. Another goal that you can set is have a life that you can invite others into. Oh, this is a fun one. Find interesting things to do that you actually enjoy doing. If you like going to concerts, or if you like performing or making dinner parties or whatever, create things of interest, things of value, things that are interesting, fun, entertaining. And have that be a part of your life, because now you have something to invite new potential friends to. I'm going on a road trip to Memphis. Hey, you want to go to Memphis? Come on, let's go for a little road trip. You know, kind of situation. You get me? Or go to the zoo. Actually, now that I think about it, I want to go to the zoo now. I haven't been there since it's reopening, since they redid a few things. But it's been at least 3 years since I've been to the zoo here in Nashville. So, hey, anyone out there wants to go to the zoo, wants to be my friend, send me a message and we'll go to the zoo. All right. And here's an easy goal for you guys. Start with one person. Make a goal of today or this week. I'm going to attempt to become friends with one person. That one individual, first of all. Break the ice. Say hi. Or maybe the first goal is to just make eye contact with someone. Don't be weird about it, please. Don't be creepy. But you know, if you've added value to yourself, if you become the healthiest version, the smartest version, even the wealthiest version, you'll have a confidence in you, so you don't come off creepy. You come off genuine, actually. Now, a lot of people who meet me, or a lot of people in my social circles who know me, know that I have certain lines that I love to use. For example, when I see someone I haven't seen in a while, they give us a hug, we talk a little bit, and as we're leaving, they'll say, "It's great to see you." And I don't know where this came from, but I love it. And I'll look at them, I'll smile like, "I totally agree with you. It was great to see me." And it's not from a place of cockiness or arrogance. It's just from a fun place, but yet at the same time, I know the value that I have. And they just kind of laugh like, "That's cool." Like, I that's Josafat. We love him for that, kind of situation. If you need to use that line, go ahead, but make sure it's genuine from you. Because if it's not genuine, then people will know and just sense it that you're just trying too hard to be cool. And don't try to be cool. Just be cool. Anyway, those are 3 areas, arts of the secrets, or secrets. They're secrets to the art of making friends. I got a few tips. I got 11 of them right here. Can you see them? Yeah, 11 tips that I'm just going to throw at you. Whether you take them or not, it's up to you, my friends. But let's go through them really fast because, we're already at 37 minutes. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hold on. I'm going to pause a little bit just to see the comments that we have. Well, it depends if that's the kind of friends you want to make. So, Brian Games. And it's a good odd number. 7's a good odd number. Now, unless you're in Twitch, you have no idea what we're talking about. Caesar. Saludos, Cesar. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to have a lot of fun. By the way, Twitch, I have something coming for you guys entering next month. I hope you like it. what is this now? Host, I love sports, especially. Yes, talk baseball to me, baby. Talk baseball to me. If you're my real friend, you would know what that means. All right, got some quick tips for those of you who want to make friends. Tip number one. Okay, now I might get a lot of hate for this, but I don't care. We're starting easy. We're starting for someone who just wants to make a friend. My first advice is to make friends. Stick to making friends of the same gender first. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I get it. We can have we can have both guy friends and female friends. But just to make it easier on you and less stressful, stick to stick to your gender for now. Just to make friends, just to get comfortable building relationships. Because when you mix in the other gender, then there's chance for romance, and then before you know, you're like, well, now I don't want to be their friend. I want to get out of the friend zone kind of situation. That's a whole different video, a whole different talk. And I can actually give you some tips on how to get out of the friend zone. But my best advice is there's a book by his last name's Glover, and it's called No More Mr. Nice Guy, and it's a great resource to stop becoming someone's stepping stone and become a higher version of yourself, someone who you can value, and it's a good game-changing book. But anyway, so that's my first advice right now. When you're just trying to make friends, stick to people of your gender, because then you can do things you kind of already know. Like, for example, I'm a guy. I know sports, or again, that's a bad example because sports is universal. As bad as this sounds, we can go camping and not care about bathing for a week. I know my sisters would just freak out of the idea of not bathing for a week out in the middle. So just anyway, just right for now, stick, or maybe let's just say the reverse. Females, and just going strictly by stereotypes. You like to get makeovers. Most of your guy friends probably aren't into that right now. So that's why I say just if you start small. First tip, stick with making friends of the same gender. Second tip, find interesting things to do and see who's already there. Hello, go to the zoo, see who's there. Okay, maybe not there, but concert venues, drama clubs. Try some. If you like craft beer, go to your local craft beer place and see who's there and make small talk. It's easier to make friends with people who already show the same interest in things. Cycling. I made a lot of good friends because I love cycling. When I worked with Green Fleet, we would do bike rides and people would come and join the bike rides. And on these rides, we talked. We had a common interest. So, second tip, find interesting things to do and see who's already there. Third tip, find out where the people are. I know right now, especially with the pandemic and the mask up and all that fun stuff, it is still kind of tough to go to like a mall or a movie theater. But just find out right now where people are meeting. A big one, and you don't have to be, but churches are a good place, or speaking clubs, or open mic nights where there's music here, or plays, or just find out where there's people already congregating, and if it's something that you like to do, do it. Go check it out. Don't be scared to go by yourself to a new place and see who's there. All right, let's move on with these tips. This one's actually kind of a risky one, especially since I'm asking about finding people. You want to bring people of the same level that you want around you, but sometimes you find some amazing jewels in this. But the next tip is, look, when you are, let's say when you do go to a house party or a Super Bowl party. Let's just say you went to a Super Bowl party that someone invited you, someone who knew you from church invited you to go to this thing, and you show up and you kind of look around. You're going to see maybe, and maybe even in small groups, you'll see quiet loners, people who kind of they're shy. They tend to stay to themselves. I used to approach them just being crazy or being dumb, and I would say stuff like, "So, quiet people make me nervous. So I need you to start talking, because I think, or else I think you're up to something." Kind of break the ice. Sometimes they're like, "Whoa," and then just laugh it off, and we get to joking around, whatever, break the ice. However, but but and I actually added this to these to further on the tips. Just because someone is quiet alone by themselves doesn't mean that maybe they just don't know how to make friends either, or or maybe they have something to share. So take a chance and just say hello if you see someone like that. Now they'll let you know right away. Don't talk to me. If they don't want to talk to anyone, they'll let you know. But anyway, don't take it personal. Next tip. Oh, this goes along with tip number 4. Tip number 5. Remember, you probably are not the only person who would like to make friends. If you are needing or searching for friends, there's a good chance other people are too. So take the initiative. Say hello. Be the first one to go out. And again, 6 goes with that one. 6, don't wait for others to make the first move. By now, you've already learned, you've learned how to make relevant conversations. You've read up. You've got a few jokes. One of my favorite dumb jokes to open up people with is, I'm just going to say, you know what? You can use this. You got my permission to use this. Just go up to someone like, "Hey, do you know what the fish said when it hit the wall?" And they'll like, "No." Just kind of smile and say, "Damn." and if that, some people would laugh and others would be like, "Huh?" And what's I even like to add another layer to this, like, "Oh, don't worry, you can laugh at it. My a preacher friend told me that joke." And for some reason it just makes it funnier. Anyway, just know, find that quiet loner or whomever. They probably want to make friends too, so don't wait for them to make the first move. You make the first move. 7. Tip number 7, don't forget to smile. And don't be creepy about that smile. A simple smile can help break ice, especially with someone who's just doesn't really know if they are accepted yet. And a smile will let people know, hey, you're welcome to engage in a conversation with me. Just don't do something like this. Because they might run away from you. Evil smile. Tip number 8. Okay, now this is kind of like an advanced game, but this is something that I like to do, and there's a reason why I do this. Once you make this new friend, once you say hello and you start engaging, having conversations, asking them things about themselves, and you learn right away things of interest that they have. Yeah. Once you've built a rapport with them, start introducing them to other cool people, other people you might know. For example, just last Tuesday, this one girl. Again, don't make friends with girls or with the opposite sex, but let's say advanced game. Okay, let's take gender out of it. I met someone, and they were a bass player. At the same time, another bass player friend was walking by, like, "Hey, so and so," called them over, like, "Let me introduce you to this person. They also play bass." I gave them common ground, and now I'm not the only friend they know there. They met someone else. I don't know. I like to do that whenever someone meets me for the first time, and in my social circles. I like to connect them with at least 3 other people, or at least other person that have similar interests with them. Because I know people in different walks of life, in different industries, and I try to connect them so that they could help each other out. But at the same time, because I know this is my boundary. I know that I don't have time to invest in everyone, and I don't want them to feel neglected by me because I know that I don't have time for them. But as long as I'm not their only friend, they have other friends around them, they can start building their network and have relationships and build friendships. And then when I come around, I can check up on them. How are you doing? How's this going? Have you tried this out? This and that, and it's genuine. It's true. It's who I am. It's my nature. But I'm also letting them know I'm adding giving value to you. I'm helping to grow your network so you're no longer alone. And I don't know, people just always come back to me like, thank you for being my first friend who introduced me to those people. But it's just it's something that I like to do. And maybe it's a way to give you credibility, give you kind of like a sense of not authority, but like they respect you more because you are now bringing them into your world and you're introducing them to other people of value. Anyway, that's a cool little side note. Next tip. And don't, at the end of your exchange with a new person, please don't forget to exchange contact information with them. I'm laughing because I have a story about that. There's this cool guy I met, and after we're done with this event, I was going to meet up with another friend for lunch at a Tex-Mex place here. And this other guy, the guy who I met first, I'm like, hey man, we're going to this restaurant this time. You want to join us? He goes, yeah, I'd love to. And I just got to know him, but I wanted to bring him along because I knew he was into production music. And I was about to have lunch with a guy who also does production, but actually has some other established things. And so I invited him to join. This new guy invited him to join this lunch. And we take off. And I show up. And then I realize, oh my gosh, I don't have this guy's number. Heck, I haven't even added him on Facebook or Instagram, any of that stuff. And so I'm like, I knew there was some mutual friends because he's going to a college where some of my friends are going to. So I kind of reached out to my friends like, hey, do you have so-and-so's number? And they're like, oh yeah, what's up? But thankfully, and even he was like, you know what? I showed up and I realized I didn't have your phone number. Like, that's true, my bad. And I found him on Facebook actually, and I sent him a message through Facebook, but then he found us and then we swapped numbers at that time. And it was just funny that he still wanted to show up. He still showed up, and he had a good time with my network that I had there, and he built relationships. But anyway, yeah. So when you make a new friend, don't forget to exchange contact information. Next tip number 10. This is important. Don't take rejection personally, because not everyone can be or will be your friend. Realize a lot of times people will reject you not because of you, but because they're just not ready, or they truly do have maybe some trust issues, whatever. It's not you. It's not your fault. Don't try to be the hero. Don't try to be the person who's don't try to be a savior to them. Just continue to demonstrate respect. Demonstrate acknowledgement. It's like, oh, cool. I get it. You don't want to be my friend. But you know what? No hard feelings. If you need something and I can help you out, whatever, I'm here. But don't take it personally. It's usually never you. It's usually something going on through them. Now, sometimes it is you. If it is you, you might want to ask your friends, hey, did my breath stink or something? Am I just like not, am I like, why aren't people wanting to become my friends? And if they're your true friends, they'll tell you, hey, yeah, bro, maybe you should like clean up a bit, or maybe, or you know, I had people who they have different dietary restrictions of me, and they just didn't feel comfortable seeing me eat what I eat. Most people are like, what do you eat? I eat. Oh, I was going to tell you. Part of my health is I've been using an elimination diet. And by eliminating, I eliminate everything except for meats, and then I'll start adding things gradually. But people who are hardcore vegans or vegetarians, they kind of tend to be turned off by my lifestyle, my life choices in food right now. Now, it's not something I'm going to be permanent. It's just something I'm doing to kind of, I'm experimenting. I'm trying to become a healthier version of myself, y'all. Anyway, so yeah, they don't invite me to their dinner parties, unfortunately. And tip number 11, last tip I've got for you guys this evening is remember, you are the prize, my friend. So there, oh yeah, you are the prize, my friend. So there is no reason you can't make awesome friends. when you've taken the first secrets, the first step of adding value to yourself, of becoming an attractive version of yourself that you can be proud of, that you can be comfortable with, then you hold yourself to a certain level of respect that you can bring people in. So no matter what, just remember that you are the you need to work on you first. You need to become the prize. And you will be the prize. You will become the person that everyone wants to be their friends. Regardless of how many haters you're surrounded by, you will have people who want to be your friends. And those are the ones that you can start implementing these conversations, these steps, getting to know, doing exciting things with them, introducing them to the other amazing people in your circle. So anyway, great show. Episode 21, The Secret Art of Making Friends. Let's see who has added some. This is my favorite part of the show, where I get to go check out on the commentaries. Wow, we have a lot of comments. Baseball. Well, oh man, we have some good camping stories. They're talking about West Texas, huh? All right, let's see. Okay. Who we got here? Oh, yes. Oh man. All right, dude, guys, I gotta share this story. How this man, who I'm gonna bring to the show eventually, how we became friends in college. Do we have time? Yeah, I'll edit it later. I'll trim the fat later on. All right, so Reverend Gregory Ferguson. He was a defensive linebacker, and I was I want to say I was a left guard for the O line, and we were running drills. Now this is my first time that I've actually played football in forever, because I didn't really play my high school year, but I wanted to play football, and so first year at this university, I jumped in and I went, and they took me, they got me practice, and I forgot. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I really didn't. They showed me the plays, and I'm just like, I'm supposed to run this way. There was a gap. I ran, and it was a trap that I was supposed to pull and trap. And I think Greg kind of was coming through, and we just kind of collided. We hit each other, and we just like, boom, fell down. And I'm laughing, like, because I don't know any idea. Greg's laughing, and he's like, hello, my name's Greg. What's your name? Like, hey, I'm Josafat. And at that point, like, you know what? This guy's gonna become my friend. He did. I will tell you that first year, him and many other of the guys on our team, that first year that I played with them, due to something that was done by the coach who was fired before that, he made commitments, and the majority of our games were all away games. We had like maybe 2 home games, and the rest were just. So every weekend we were on the road, and I got to know my football family really well, because every weekend we were staying in hotels, we were eating together, we were fighting together, we were playing together, we were getting hurt together, because we were a small team and we're playing big teams. I mean, big teams, and some of them slaughtered us. We would win a few, but most of the time, but we just kept going. The integrity was there to keep going, to stay to the commitment that this other person did, and we honored that commitment because we didn't want to lose the name that was for our school. But anyway, I just remember through those hard times. To this day, I don't know how many years later now that we graduated, or that we finished that season in our lives, and I'm glad that we, to this day, we're still good friends. He's still my brother, all the way in Arkansas, and I'm here in Nashville. And he's one of the ones that I visited during the COVID times when I was supposed to stay home. Well, I was working from home. Anyway, yep, that's it. We were the Road Warriors. We even had the T-shirt. I don't know what happened to that T-shirt, but and then the following years, when I got to meet Will Baird, who was my first rock star on this show. But it's just amazing. Y'all, I have gone through so much in my life. I have gone to so many countries, especially when I was with SMR. And now here in Nashville, I've met, like, it seems like I've turned over and met a whole new world of people. And so Avi, who I gave a shout out to, he said it best one time because he's one of the ones that I met young, and although we don't talk all the time, we don't hang out all the time. He's like, Josafat, what I like about you is that whenever you come back around, we just kind of pick up where we left off, and we just continue on, and we talk, we grow. I mean, we've matured, we've changed, but yet at the same time, you have that gift of just like, all right, let's just continue on from here. And I'm grateful for that. But that's because I guess I've learned to set those boundaries. Today, I'll be with you. This moment, I'm giving to you. And I'll give as much as I can. And once that moment's gone, though, tomorrow it might go to someone else. Maybe it'd be cool if it's you, but it'll go to someone else. It's just the nature of who I am and how I've become. But other than that, I honestly say that I've made a lot of great relationships, and I can't even begin to pretend to say that I know how to maintain all those relationships, because I can't. Some people I've lost touch with, but the funny thing is, if I would run into them again, I'm sure we could just kind of catch up where we're at, or find out where they're going, and I would genuinely, for that moment, I would be interested in knowing more about their story. Anyway, again, this was episode 21, The Secret Art of Making Friends. I want to thank all of you who took the time to watch this to the end. Those of you who are watching on Facebook, I will encourage you to please go to Low Budget Productions. They are the umbrella from which Hey Rockstar and other podcasts are under. Check them out, and you'll find great podcasts that will entertain you, educate you, and encourage you. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe this channel, and share, and hit the notification buttons. I want to start doing smaller things and put them on there, because I know these live streams are a little bit long and don't really get that much buzz. But either way, thank you for subscribing, those of you who are, and those of you who are watching it later. I will ask you this. I heard that if you are going to watch it later, please just watch it to the end, hit play, and just let it run. I mean, have in the background as you're working out or you're cooking or something. Just let it play at the end, because that helps the algorithms for YouTube. And for Twitch, I do have something cooking for you guys for next month. I really don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to be faithful, at least Monday through Friday, possibly weekends too. But it's just something that I've been wanting to practice, and I think it's going to help me become a better speaker, but at the same time, add something to you guys and kind of entertain you guys. But I'll get more into that later on. But if you're a podcaster, reach out to us on Low Budget Productions. We would love to connect with you, help you out, and help you tell your story. Look for us on Instagram too. Other than that, oh, there's some more comments. What else we got here? Adrian Medina, what up, bud? First time checking it out. What do you think, man? You like it? This is the new setup. I got the lights. I got the eclipse curtains. I changed the light bulbs now to have the little flickering fire bulbs. I think it's pretty cool. And I'm trying a different mic to get a better sound quality for the show. But other than that, thank you, Adrian, for being here, for saying yes, sir. There's my friend, my producer. What else we got here? And yeah, for those of you on Twitch, thank you for checking it out. It's going to be cool. All right, so guys, thank you for letting me into your homes. Thank you for letting me into your hearts. Thank you for letting me into your cars. All the way from Nashville, I'm Josafat Emiliano, or Josafat El Guapo Asombroso Emiliano. That's Miguel. And until next time, much love.